It's 5 a.m., hours before the sun rises. The sleepy kids being ferried in that truck manage to keep their eyes wide open. Once they're snug in their blinds, there's time for a nap. The serenade of geese in early morning is music to one's ears.
It's like being out in the woods and hearing that elk bugle first thing in the morning. It's the same thing when you're out there in the dark and you hear those geese coming and you see those big flights.
About the only thing that could get the kids out of their warm sleeping bags this early is the second annual Cibola Youth Goose Hunt.
Well, the goose hunt started in 2007. I was approached by the property manager of Cibola Refuge to lend a hand, finding some guys that wouldn't mind helping take some kids goose hunting.
It's very important to have the youth involved in the outdoors. You know, it's the overall experience of spending the day in the field with a young child, but you know, beyond that, these kids are our future. You know, in 20 years, these are going to be the kids that are voting on land issues, and these are going to be the kids that are dealing with wildlife issues. So once you get involved in this, you kind of understand it's a really big picture that you're looking at and that you're working with these kids. So it's been very rewarding for all of us.
And if this event is any indication, the future is in good hands.
And so I see this as being a really big deal. This one youth hunt not only draws them out for the hunt, but they come out here and they can experience shooting bows and arrows on an archery range, pick up a BB gun and try to hit some clay targets, or you know, just experience in general what it is to be out here in the wild.
And lo and behold, we went from 22 kids last year to 52 kids this year, and we hunt Saturday and Sunday mornings.
That flapping you see over by the blind, it's called flagging, and it's just one type of decoy used to lure birds to within shooting distance.
There they are out front. Shoot them! Well, the decoys are an attractant for the geese. We do the calling, you have the decoys, we have flagging. The flagging mimics the goose flapping its wings hitting the ground, and you mix that in with the decoys because the geese see the decoys from a distance, and they want to come and see what they're feeding on, and they want to join the group. If they're feeding in a cornfield or an alfalfa field like this and they're hungry, since their friends are here, they'll hopefully come down and have lunch with them. And we're just trying to mimic that whole situation. To call a goose in is that you have to read what the goose is doing. If they're coming right at you, are they going past you, are they circling? If they're coming right at you, how to call a goose in is really, you're listening to what the goose is saying. If the goose is honking, you're honking. You honk, he honks. Wait for his honk, honk back to him. Now if there's a flock of them and they're making a lot of noise, try and duplicate what they're doing. And typically when the geese start getting closer to you, they start to slow down on their calling, and a lot of the time you're just trying to mimic what they're doing. You want to talk back and forth. You just want to listen to what they're saying. They'll tell you what they want to hear.
Of course, the kids came up with their own unique way of calling geese.
Here, goose, goose.
And at the conclusion of last year, we talked as a group and said, wouldn't it be great if we could also have the island unit next year and hunt ducks as well? The refuge was able to do that for us. They closed the entire refuge. We bumped it up to 48 kids. Cibola Sportsman's Club here in Cibola was very generous and donated some of their private blinds this year. So probably like a month and a half to go, we bumped it up from 48 to 54 kids.
Duck Island is a short drive from the geese fields. Like our goose hunters, our duck hunters enjoyed a breathtaking sunrise while waiting for their quarry. The mentors for both youth hunts have placed the decoys in a surefire pattern to attract the ducks, but sometimes a little adjusting is needed.
A lot of the kids that are coming out for this have never even been involved in a waterfowl hunt at all, which you know, last year, my first time in the blind with some kids out here on one of these weekends, I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how the kids would be. I mean, a lot of times it's cold. We leave in the morning, it's early, it's dark, it's cold. You know, there's not a lot that happens at first. Sometimes the birds don't fly for a while, and I tell you, the kids were so excited to see all the thousands of geese flying over in the morning, and everybody I talked to said, regardless of whether the kids got to harvest anything or not, that the overall experience, I mean, it's something they've never seen before, something they've never witnessed, and it's even if you've been around it a long time, it's hard not to get excited when you hear the geese first thing in the morning.
It's been a great time. All the kids have fun. It's a lot of camaraderie, the way it should be. The best part for me about the youth hunt would have to be getting the kids out here and actually calling the birds in for them, and watching that first reaction of a kid their first time shooting a goose or a duck. That's better than anything I could think of, even in my hunting career, watching a kid for the first time get their first goose or duck. And there you go.
There is a saying that when the geese honk high, expect fair weather, and when they're low, expect foul. With no geese and only 2 ducks taken, maybe today's just too beautiful of a day. But the kids understand that this is hunting and there are no promises. Sometimes it's just enough to get outdoors and enjoy oneself. The department provided an avian influenza check station for successful hunters.
It's a 2-day event. It's a really good event, and boy, it really does bring the youth out and shows them kind of what the outdoors are about. Gets them pretty much out of the house and home and away from the TV, and gets them back into the outdoors, you know, which is where we'd like to start our young these days.
We put on a camp-style setting with food, beverages. We have raffles. Everything's free. It's been a great success so far.
But thanks to the many sponsors of the hunt, no kid went home empty-handed.
James Ray? Roy? Yeah? Is that you?
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, that's it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've improved on your penmanship.
All right.
Good job.
All right. That's pretty good. God, it's so, yeah, I got Big Bird right